Nina, what's wrong? Are you okay?
I can't move. I'm terrified.
Give me your hand, kid. Okay, deep breaths, deep breaths. And remember what I told you. You will not feel afraid anymore if you just start singing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Sing.
Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the Metronet channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. In this video, we will be going through the card support for Lyrical Monasterio, which is the barely legal catgirl, Loronerol, if I'm pronouncing that name right. Now, some overview for Loronerol. The whole deck is actually a much more Vanguard-centric playstyle. Means it's kind of rely on the Vanguard a little bit more than the rear guards. Of course, the rear guards do hit really hard, just not as hard as the Vanguard. The whole deck is actually a little bit slower than much of the other decks in Lyrical Monasterio, because technically she does require you to reach the 4th turn for you to have a very devastating turn, kind of like Final Rush in a sense. But the only difference between Loronerol and Bruce is that Bruce does not do anything on the 3rd turn, but Loronerol does. While yes, it is faster than Bruce, but then you still have to wait until the 4th turn to get almost all your combo going. The setup here is that this deck does focus on singing the set order cards. What I mean by that is, unlike Alchemagic, the Zorga playstyle, is that when you place an order, you bind an order card from the drop zone to activate both effects. While the Loronerol is, you will be singing the set order card, kind of like Counterblast but in the set order, and whatever set order that you actually sing will activate that set order skill. While this deck does feature a 5 attack, it does require a little bit of setup, as mentioned before, since the restriction to actually enable you to have 5 attacks is to have 2 or more face down set order card. And in order to do that, you will need at least 1 turn of setting up, because the only card that can actually sing from the set order is actually Loronerol herself. This deck is quite suitable for players that are really comfortable playing Final Rush, because as we all know, Final Rush at the moment is a extremely slow deck. Final Rush skill will only be active starting from the 4th turn. But if you are comfortable playing Final Rush, then you will not have any problem playing Loronerol. Also, this deck does features a catgirl theme, so if you're into that stuff, yeah, go ahead and get this deck. It's actually quite good. Now, before I go into the card support, I actually noticed something from my analytics, is that there's only like less than 10% of you that watch my videos or subscribe, which is kind of painful. But if you do like my content, and if you do appreciate my videos, talking about mostly what they do and what are the implications that they bring, do consider to subscribe. It will help me as well as help the channel grow. Do subscribe, and of course do like this video, and of course share with a friend. That would really help me out. First off, we have For the Sake of Singing Loronerol. It kind of feels like Bushiroad is running out of ideas for names. Of course, this is a generic starter, nothing much to talk about. Of course, you can always interchange the starter. You don't necessarily have to use Loronerol starter. You can always use Estasis starter. You can always use whatever the other mechanics are. But yeah, nothing really much to talk about, so skip. Next, we have the Great One Loronerol. Searching for Excitement. Loronerol. Auto. When this unit is rolled upon, search your deck or hand for up to 1 Great One song card. Reveal it and put it into your auto zone. And if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put it from hand, draw a card. This is a right target. You will only need 1 piece. She is quite a flexible setup for a song card, because you can choose to either search your deck for a Great One song card, or you can just use your hand and put it into the auto zone. This actually does two things. One is that if you search your deck, it means that you will filter out one card out of your deck, which means the chances of you getting triggers as well as some other key pieces will therefore increase. If you do choose to place the order card from the hand, it will give you the chance of you drawing into some of the key pieces that you will want. There's no right or wrong in any of the options. It's just how you want it. It's just depending on how your hand size looks. If your hand size like has almost all key pieces, then definitely you will want to search from the deck. Next up, we have the grade 2 Loronerol, Blooming Singer. She has 2 skill, continuous Vanguard Circle. During your turn, if your order zone has a face-up song, this unit gets 5k power. Auto, when this unit is rolled upon, search your deck or hand for up to 1 grade 2 card, reveal it and put it into your order zone. And if you search your deck, shuffle a deck. If you put it from hand, draw a card. Exactly the same as the grade 1 Loronerol, with the exception of getting the 5k power. The 5k power will definitely be available, since as mentioned before, the only card that I can actually put your order cards face down is the grade 3 Loronerol. So the 5k power will always be there. But this time you will have to choose a grade 2 instead of a grade 1. So by grade 3, you should be able to have at least 2 song cards, whichever of your choice, that is. 1 grade 1 and 1 grade 2 from the right line. Quite nice, actually. Next, we have the grade 3 Loronerol, Heartfelt song Loronerol. Active, Vanguard, once per turn. Cost, counterblast 1. Choose a face-up song from your order zone and sing it. Activate that ability of the song and turn it face down after resolving that ability. Auto, Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, if your order zone has 2 or more face-down cards, choose a face-up song from your order zone, sing it, and until the end of that battle, your opponent cannot call Sentinel from their hand to the Guardian Circle. In order to fully utilize Loronerol's skill is that you will need at least 2 face-down song cards to activate all effects. And since this is the only card that can actually place any song cards in your order zone face down, you will definitely need to be at the 4th turn. The Sentinel is quite scary depending on the situation, and also there are a lot of power-up cards for Loronerol, and hence why I said it's a Vanguard-centric deck. The Sentinel restrict only applies to herself, so just in case anyone confused that the Sentinel restricts also applies to the rear guard. So this card is almost similar as Zorga. The more powerful the song's card skill is, the more powerful this card will be. And of course, we will take a look at some of the song cards. Some of them are very, very strong, and some of them, well, it's just there to kind of support your right target skill. First song card we have is Innocent Happiness. Auto, Order Zone. When this song is sung, draw a card. Choose one of your Vanguard and it gains 5k power until the end of turn. So yeah, this card is most likely the target song card that your grade 1 Loronerol will be getting, since I think this is the only grade 1 song card. So by giving your Vanguard a 5k power and also draw a card is quite nice, but other than that, it's not really as helpful, I would say. Of course, do keep in mind before I move forward is that you are able to place all of this song card from your hand without actually relying on the right line. You can still play this song card and set it up in the order zone. There's nothing wrong in that. Just make sure if you want to place a set order, you can only place it once per turn. Only on your turn, that is, unless stated otherwise. Next song card, we have Red Runway. This song card has 2 skill. Auto, when this card is put into the order zone, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, draw a card. Auto, Order Zone. When this song is sung, choose one of your Vanguard and gets critical +1 until the end of turn. Similar to Innocent Happiness, this will be the target song card or one of the target song card for your grade 2 Loronerol on Ridden skill. Now, because you will only be able to activate the grade 2 Loronerol skill by riding the grade 3, you will have to choose either you want to use this card depending on if your opponent is a grade 3 or not, because if you don't, then you don't get to draw a card. But if your opponent is a grade 3, then yeah, you do get a card. So there is a benefit to going second. The free draw, of course, is very, very nice. It's basically a +1 since you don't really need to pay any cost to put this card into the order zone by riding on top of the grade 2 Loronerol. The critical is actually really scary because if you reach the 4th turn, you're able to +1 crit to grade 3 Loronerol, which will prevent the Sentinel restrict, which is going to be very scary depending on how big Loronerol is. Next up, we have another grade 2, The Sound of Waves at Twilight. Auto, when this card is put into your auto zone, choose one of your Vanguard and gets 5k until the end of turn. Second skill, Auto Zone. When this song is sung, all of your front row units get 5k power until the end of turn. This card is the alternative grade 2 song order if you ride on top of your grade 2 Loronerol, and if your Vanguard, your opponent's Vanguard is not at grade 3, you could actually set up this card. But this card, I do recommend you use it in the later game because she lets your front row gets 5k, which is scary, very, very scary. Of course, if you do put a second of the song card into the order zone, you're able to give the 5k to the Vanguard. And if you sing the song in the same turn, meaning that your Vanguard will be getting a 10k power, which is very, very scary because, as we all know, Sentinel Restrict. The more power you have on your Sentinel Restrict unit, the more disgusting it will be. The front row power up is also nice. Next, we have the grade 3 song order, 6 Flower Fractal Auto. When this card is put into order zone, choose a face down card from your order zone and you may turn it face up. Second skill, Order Zone. When this song is sung, choose the same number of your rear guards as the number of face down cards in your order zone and stand up. Choose one of your Vanguard and it gets 10k power until the end of turn for each unit that was stand by this. So yeah, this card is the deadliest song to be sunk in the 4th turn. This is, of course, will be the last card to sink when the grade 3 Loronerol attacks in the 4th turn, because unless there is another card that actually helps Loronerol to put a song face down in the order zone, at the minimum you will only have 2 face down cards in the order zone, excluding this card, because once this is sung, according to the skill tags we have at the top, is that you will only be able to put this card face down after resolving all of the skills. So meaning that during the 4th turn, when you sing this card, you will only have 2 cards face down in your set order. So meaning you can only restand 2 rear guards. But by restanding 2 rear guards, this means that this card will give Loronerol a 5 attack combo, which is nuts. And on top of that, the plus 20k to the Vanguard is disgusting. As we all know, Sentinel Restrict. So yeah, good luck guarding guarding the Vanguard, because the Vanguard, I don't think it's guardable if you proceed to the 4th turn. And this is of course excluding personal riding. Next, we see the triple R for Loronerol, Overserious President, Equinoa. I don't know, she does not look Overserious to me. She looks like a psychopath. Auto rearguard once per turn. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard sung a song this turn, this unit gets 5k power until the end of turn. Then counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards. Yeah, so this card is a 15k attacker for free. The 5k will always be there because the only cost that you will need to pay is actually the counterblast 1 and discard 1 from your hand for the 2 draws. So the 5k power will always be there. By discarding 1 and draw 2 is actually very nice here. And this is your main attacking unit because 15k power, excluding all the other power gain from song cards, personal riding, yeah, this is quite possibly your best attacking unit already. And plus, you're able to choose whether or not you want to exchange some hand resources is always nice. However, I do think you need to run a little bit of countercharging units because it seems to me like there's a lot of counterblast stuff at the moment. Next up, we have the double R, Spirit Recharge Luisa. Auto rearguard. When this unit boosts, if your Vanguard sung a song this turn, this unit gets 5k power until the end of that battle. And if this unit is in the back row center, countercharge 1. Yeah, speaking of countercharging, there you go. She is a 11k booster and a countercharger. This card, of course, will always need to be in the center, back row rearguard behind the Vanguard if you want the CC. If you do not want the CC, you can always put it to the side and she will just be a 11k booster or attacker if you do need that extra attacker. Overall, I think this is definitely a must. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section on what do you think of Loronerol. To me, yeah, she's cute and all, and might possibly be the most dangerous out of all the Lyrical Monasterio deck, but I want to know what you guys think. Do like and subscribe if you like this video. Also, for the next video, we actually have a special guest joining me in the next video, so do stay tuned for that. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.